Hi, grade 9. Our topic for today is all about skills related in social dance. The objectives. Before we proceed to our lesson, first, let's have a pretest. Complete the table by writing the correct skills in the columns shown. Answers are provided in the boxes below. You can hit pause for you to be able to answer. And now, let's have a recap. In your previous module, you have learned about cha-cha and its basic steps. Cha-cha is a Cuban dance that evolved from the mambo in the mid-1950s. It is derived from the Spanish word cha-cha, meaning nursemaid, or char-char, meaning to chew cocoa leaves, or from char, meaning tea. And now I have a question. Can you give the basic dance steps of cha-cha? Social dance. Social dance is also known as ballroom dance because it encourages social interaction between dance partners. It is a variety of dances performed by couples in which there is a conventional pattern of steps. The term ballroom dancing is derived from the word ball, which in turn originated from the Latin word ballare, which means to dance. Let's discuss the specific categories of social dance or ballroom dance. First, the standard dance. Second, the Latin dance. And lastly, club dance or freestyle dance. First, let's talk about the standard dance. Number 1, standard dance. Standard dance are elegant and have a strong emphasis on posture, more formal than Latin dances. They are generally danced in a closed position. It is consists of the following dances. Letter E, waltz. B, quick step. C, foxtrot. D, tango. And letter E, Viennese waltz. Number 2 is the Latin dance. Latin dances are prepared for hot, flashy movements, sexy poses, and fire-consuming passion. It is generally faster paced, more sensual, and have more rhythmic expression. These are the following: cha-cha-cha, mambo, rumba, samba, jive, and paso doble. And lastly, the club dance or freestyle dance. Club dances or freestyle dance are the following: swing, line dance, salsa, and merengue. We just discussed the specific categories of social dance. Now, let's talk about the basic movement skills. Number 1, locomotor movements. These movements allow you to move from one point in space to another. It is canned from two words, locus, which means place, and motor, which means movements. It is consists of the following. Letter A, step. It is defined as transfer of weight from one foot to the other. Letter B, walk. Series of steps executed by both of your feet alternately in any direction. Letter C, run. Series of walks executed quickly in any direction wherein only one foot stays on the ground while the other is off the ground. And lastly, letter D, jump. This movement is simply described by having both feet lose its contact with ground and landing on both feet on the ground. Number 2 is the non-locomotor movements. These are movements that are performed in one point in space without transferring to another point. They don't allow you to move from one place to the other. These movements are the following. Letter A, flexion. It is the act of decreasing the angle of a joint. Another term for flexion is to bend. Letter B, extension. It is the act of increasing the angle of a joint. Stretching is another word for extension. Letter C, contraction. A muscle movement opposite to contraction done when it shortens, narrows, and tightens using the amount of energy in the execution. Letter D, release. A muscle movement opposite to contraction done when it let goes or let looses of being held into a shortening movement. Letter E, collapse. To deliberately drop the exertion of energy into a body segment. Letter F, recover. This is to regain the energy exerted into a body segment. Letter G, rotation. It is to move a body segment, allowing it to complete a circle with its motion. And lastly, letter H, twist. To move a body segment from an axis halfway front or back or quarter to the right or left, as in the twisting of the neck, allowing the head to face right or left and the like. And now let's have activity A. Perform the basic movement skills. Using the basic movements, create 3 sets combination of the movements. Each set should consist of at least 4 different movements in one formation or direction. Perform it with the 16 count in a measure. This is the criteria. Execution and mastery of movements, 35%. Artistic presentation and combination of movements, 35%. Timing and synchronization, 20%. Enthusiasm and energy, 10%, with a total of 100%. Activity B. Dancing and fitness. Determine your target heart rate. Follow the steps provided. Number 1. You can hit pause for you to be able to determine your target heart rate for a given step. Number 2. Number 3. Again, you can hit pause for you to be able to answer the following steps. You are aiming for the range of the two figures, which is your target heart rate range. Number 4. Number 5. After finishing your activities 1 and 2, it's time to wrap up our discussion. Social dancing will enhance your fitness practices and will influence community healthy practices. To sum up our learnings, complete the following open-ended statements. Number 1. I learned that. Number 2. Social dance is beneficial to one's health because. And lastly, number 3. To improve my dancing skills, I. Again, you can pause the video and complete the following open-ended statements. For valuing, let's have the reflection. Number 1. Do you find dancing an effective way of expressing yourself? Why? Finally, this will be the last test for this lesson. For essay writing, this is the question. In your own understanding, what are the significant contributions of social dances to the individual's personality? Rubric. Essence 5 points. Relevance 3 points. Clarity 2 points. With a total of 10 points. Thank you everyone, and I hope you enjoyed our lesson.